Hi and welcome back or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'm sharing my 10 favourite coffee perfumes. I love coffee, and to either make one or to go and buy one from a coffee shop is a daily ritual for me. I fit it in somewhere and somehow. Even though a decade ago I could have been heard saying, "You will never catch me paying £3 for a cup of coffee." How times have changed, and now it is a lot more besides most of the time. I love it. I love to drink it, but more importantly today I love to smell it. And when I see coffee listed as a note in a perfume, it always has my interest. It is one of my favourite notes, and nowadays actually I do feel that the enjoyment of drinking it and the smell kind of link for me. Because I love it so much as part of my day, smelling of it always feels really good as well. So these here are 10 favourite perfumes which I will go through individually and talk about their other notes and why I love them. In thinking about this video, it did surprise me at how many brands still don't have a coffee perfume or a perfume with a coffee note at all. Even brands where there are so many gourmand scents and offerings, coffee just doesn't appear yet in a lot of them. But for the time being, we have many great ones here. Let's get into them. The first perfume that I'm sharing is Black Opium by YSL. And this is a perfume that I just think of straight away when I think of coffee perfumes, which is probably why I chose to feature it first. And here we have an actual dent in one of my fragrances. I received this a few years ago from my husband for Christmas, and of course I've worn it, as you can see, and I really love it. And when I first received it, I hadn't actually at that point smelled anything quite like it. A really great coffee and vanilla perfume that is lovely to wear in winter, in my opinion, with those notes. So this also does have some jasmine, some patchouli and some pear. And I certainly get that pear more nowadays coming through in the top when I smell it. But to me this is a rich coffee perfume which feels like the kind of lovely sort of quality scent you get in a department store at the perfume counter, and I mean that as a good thing. The kind of smell that makes you want to buy a perfume for yourself. Not an experience I have in department stores much nowadays. That isn't generally where I shop for my perfumes, but it's a feeling I remember in the noughties as a great shopping experience, and this smells like that quality perfume that you want to own and have in your collection. A great designer fragrance. So coffee and vanilla here, and there have been so many flankers to Black Opium since, even though this itself is a flanker to the original Opium. So many flankers have followed this. It's really popular, and it is certainly a scent where you'll get your coffee note strongly. The next perfume is Prerogative by Britney Spears, and I was so excited when this scent was launched because it was Britney Spears' first unisex offering, or at least the first scent that was being marketed as a unisex one. Now I have here another perfume with a very great dent, and I love this fragrance so much. You have here your coffee, but there is also goji berries as a note, along with apricot and sandalwood. I featured this a few times before in my videos, and certainly lots on Instagram. It is a compliment getter. I've had people buy this straight away just from smelling it on me one time. And that lovely fruity note is very typical to the Britney line, but the contrast of the coffee isn't. This is brilliant fruits and coffee, and you know it does share the DNA of Black Opium. So I'd tried this after Black Opium, and I can see how the two have that similarity there. The sandalwood in this smells really good, and it is one of Britney's longer lasting perfumes as well. I think it's worth saying. You can still buy Prerogative. It is affordable, which just makes it even better, and it is a really good way into Black Opium, I would say. If you like Black Opium, you will like this, but this is more fruity with the goji berries and apricot. A really great wearable scent, and I love that quirky bottle too. That is Prerogative by Britney Spears. This perfume is Private Show by Britney Spears, and I do actually collect the Britney perfumes with very few exceptions, but this is one that actually I didn't love at first, and I was just thinking that it was really different to the rest of the Britney line. And then even though Instagram didn't make me buy it, Instagram did make me love this scent. Reading reviews and hearing people just talk about how amazingly done this scent was, and now I agree. This doesn't have a dent, but it's my second bottle. I had to secure that because I got through my first one quite quickly once the love was there. You have your coffee in this, but it's also whipped cream, nectarine, white flowers and musk. And the effect is creamy coffee. It is so good with the flowers, but the nectarine adds a lovely, delicious fruitiness. Now, while I'm saying this is a sophisticated day scent, there are other people who find this youthful and nostalgic. But those notes just work together so well for that creaminess. It smells a lot more expensive than it was, but I love that as it's Britney, it's affordable. Now, you cannot get the VIP private show easily. Another scent that I loved, which was the flanker to this and a sparkling fruity scent with mango. This one is more easy to buy, thankfully, so try and track this down, if not from a retailer, from a reseller, because it really is a beautiful creamy coffee scent, and that is Private Show. Different to the rest of the Britney line, but if not only similar to Prerogative, which obviously also had its coffee too. Otherwise, Private Show feels like something different from her, and it's really well done. This perfume is Cafe Oud 19 by Kayali, and I saw that it was next for me to talk about on my list, and I got excited. I love this perfume, but then Kayali is my favourite fragrance brand. And actually, I didn't love it at first. This came out with 3 other perfumes in the Oudgasm line, and I was at a launch and it was passed around the table, and I just didn't like it. I don't think I remembered it even, didn't like it. There just wasn't anything going on there for me. And I got home and tested it with my husband, and he didn't like it at all. But funnily enough, he likes it on me now. So really we've both changed our minds, because after a couple of sprays, I love this perfume. I've got to get into the notes. This is cappuccino, geranium, rose, white musk, vanilla and oud. And it's got a little bit more oud than vanilla oud from the line. Let's give it a spray. So this is one that I do really love to just embrace and wear on a day where I'm not working as much and going for a coffee and want to smell of it. Oh, this is lovely and strong. This is a rich coffee scent that I also have in the Bacor for the wood burning of the fragrance. So to me, I just feel this is like a luxury coffee scent that is addictive, that you just want to keep smelling. And it feels like you're getting intense coffee as well. It's not creamy here. It's vanilla with it, but I don't put this as one of my vanilla fragrances. And the geranium gives it something lovely and unusual. I think this is a really good level of oud for someone like me who likes it but doesn't want to smell too strongly of an oud perfume. Rich coffee and wood is what I get from Cafe Oud. I love it. And a really great perfume, as I said, to just embrace coffee with when you want that smell and you want to enjoy it. I love this fragrance. A must have in my collection, and so good as a reach of coffee. It's not hidden by other notes, it's not just in there subtly. This is a coffee perfume, Cafe Oud 19 by Kayali, and I love it. This perfume is Monochrome by Noyz, and I actually chose this as my favourite of the Noyz line when I went to their launch in June of this year. It's a unisex scent, as are all of theirs, and it is coffee, which I'm so pleased about, with coffee not appearing as much as I would like it to in perfumes. But here we have it with rhubarb, patchouli, musk and pink lotus as well. And my husband wore it straight away the day after I'd been to the launch, and I said, don't spray too much of that one, it really is quite strong. And he forgot and did anyway, but it smelled great. So I feel like with this scent, this is like a shot of coffee when you want to kind of be woken up by it. But you do smell the other notes as well. So you've got here a patchouli that's kind of smoky. This really does have a smoky impression overall. Your coffee is there, but in a very, very direct way. And then there is a hint of rhubarb, which is kind of playful, working against the smokiness of the scent overall. It is a very strong scent, almost feels a little bit old-fashioned, and I really enjoy it. It was just an instant one for me, and I thought it kind of smells like Monochrome. It just suits the name so well. It smells like something very obvious and direct, and I get my coffee fix from this, but it's not a sweet, gentle coffee. This is direct. This perfume will wake you up. This will give you your patchouli and your smoke, and it's maybe one to enjoy for a day wear when you want something striking, or maybe an evening in winter. Monochrome, coffee, but blended with other notes as well. This perfume is Black Opium Le Parfum by YSL, and it is one of those flankers I've mentioned to Black Opium. I actually prefer this perfume myself. Now in here we have 4 kinds of vanilla, and how tempting is that when you are a vanilla fan like I am. So the bottle is so cute too. You've got your 4 kinds of vanilla. You still have your pear in common with the original Black Opium. And the effect for me with this one is sticky toffee pudding. It is such a sweet, gorgeous vanilla perfume that I want to wear in winter. Again, I can't wait for winter to really unleash all of these gourmands of my winter perfumes with a hint of coffee. This is nice. This is a queuing for coffee smell. It's tempting. There's cake around. You're in for something yummy, but still with your coffee hit. I love this. A more subtle coffee than Black Opium, but it's in there nonetheless. I can smell it. It's just the vanilla that really gets me with this fragrance. I would really recommend Le Parfum and getting your hands on it while it is still around. It does seem to still be there at the moment, and it is quite affordable too as designer scents go. You should be able to get this for under £50. So that's Black Opium Le Parfum, coffee, but lots of vanilla too. This perfume is Rebelle by Rihanna, and I've talked about it really quite recently among my strawberry favourite perfumes. It is getting harder to find, and as it is one of my favourite scents ever, I feel the need to talk about it more and more so that you can track it down while you still can. So I normally do mention this bottle and how it's not a particular favourite of mine. It's a little bit awkward to hold and to store, but it's kind of, you know, synonymous with Rihanna and her first foray into the perfume world. So this scent does have your strawberry and coffee, and it's also got ginger and cacao, and the effect is this lovely, delicious, spicy, warm scent that makes me want to go out for dinner, early evening in summer, and have a glass of wine as well. So not a coffee this time. This coffee is more subtle and taking me to evening wear. It's yummy and it's rich, and it's something that's different from the kinds of perfumes. Well, I haven't been out for a kind of night out for a long time, but when I did, I wasn't really smelling this type of perfume on people. I don't want to list the kind of perfumes I was smelling. It would sound judgmental, and everybody's taste is different. But as a perfume lover, for me, I do get an enjoyment from feeling like something is a bit different, and this was it. This felt like an unusual evening scent, and I love it. So if you like your gourmand notes, you've got the coffee in there with the strawberry and the ginger. This one is beautifully done, and if I can find anything similar, I will buy it, because I loved Rebelle by Rihanna that much. Really great coffee, but mixed with other notes too. This perfume is 1969 by Histoires de Parfums, and I just have to reach for it more. It is so well done and really quite unusual and complex with the notes it has. We have them on the side here. We've got peach, white flowers, the coffee of course is there, rose and patchouli. And to smell this for the first time, there was a nostalgia to it for me. It felt like a kind of spring, summer vibe. It was basically like smelling a fruity cola. Something quite unusual and almost medicinal in its cola. And now the cola to my nose, I'm seeing it's a coffee with fruits. So we're having our caffeine fix with this either way. And it all kind of comes together and makes a kind of singular note in the perfume. It's a smooth, fruity, floral coffee, and I really enjoy this one. It's so perfectly unisex. I like this on my husband, and I know I need to wear it more myself. I would see this as a lighter coffee really, and one that I would want to wear still for spring, summer, but in autumn when I want something a little bit bright and with a boost. It's all of those feelings. It's more like awakening and invigorating rather than being a cosy coffee vanilla scent. This is really nicely done and I want to try it more from the house. So again, for more subtle coffee here with 1969 by Histoires de Parfums. This perfume is Vanilla Latte and Velvet Woods by Scentology, and I was so happy when this perfume was sent to me going back about 18 months now, because Vanilla Latte, I mean, they've literally got my order with this scent. This is from Scentology, which is an affordable line, and I love that. So when I had a look, this was retailing for £9.99. Really great to get your coffee fix in a perfume. And so we have here our coffee mixed with lily of the valley, jasmine, coconut and some sandalwood. And I have to say that to my nose, this is smelling of Prerogative by Britney Spears. I know that when I've worn this in the past, I've sprayed a lot of this to feel like it's there. But that's great. And even though Prerogative isn't a very expensive scent, and I would want to pay about £15 for a bottle, no more, to get this for 10, if that is your budget and your cut-off, it's a really great perfume indeed. And I love the simple bottle and the slightly lilac juice too. This is lovely. A little fruity, not really coconut though, to my nose. Just a fruity, creamy coffee scent that you'll find quite addictive, I think. Definitely one that I've enjoyed spraying lots of, and I love being able to show something at that lower price point. So this is Vanilla Latte and Velvet Woods by Scentology. This perfume is the only one too by Dolce & Gabbana, and I have to admit that I had actually been after the only one from them, but because it's Dolce & Gabbana and they pretty much can't do any wrong by me with perfume, and we have our coffee note, I was happy nonetheless. So here with this scent, you have your coffee with blackberry, red berries, violet, rose and also some patchouli. And the effect is quite different on my skin than when I first test it. So to give it a spray now, I do smell the coffee and it has a lovely richness, but it works with the violet, which is quite powdery. What I found on the skin is it's more jammy with those berries, and it works in such an interesting way because even though I can smell the coffee, it has like an addictive quality in that I'm still wanting to smell more and get to it. So it's kind of there, but there is a subtlety to it with so many other notes going on as well. I enjoy this, and actually it has pear too, so I can see how similarities are there with Black Opium by YSL. This is maybe less crowd pleasing because of the powderiness, but it is one that I really enjoy, and the scent suits the bottle too. So certainly coffee here, but it is at work with a lot of other notes as well, and that is The Only One 2 by Dolce & Gabbana. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed hearing about my 10 favourite coffee perfumes. Please do let me know which ones you've tried, which ones appeal to you, and of course if you have any coffee perfume recommendations for me as well. I would also love to know if there is a particular perfume note that you would like me to focus on for a video. I have so many in mind, but you never know, if you comment with one that appeals to me, it could well queue jump. Please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe to my channel. You can find me over on Instagram, TikTok and also my blog. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.